Boom. What is up, everybody? Right now, crypto, major news that just came out in the crypto world, not looking too great. So today we're going to go over a couple of things going on, give you guys just an update of the major stories between what's going on in China with Bitcoin that just came out. We're going to go over MicroStrategy, Jim Cramer, a new Bitcoin ban that has nothing to do with China at all. And we're also going to go over some buying pressure, some things that are actually going pretty good in the crypto space because everyone's talking about the negative news with China, what's going on there, but there definitely is some positive information that has come out recently. So if you are just joining us, please be sure to like the stream. It helps get this out to more people. You're really going to want to hear what we have to say about China because this is a big deal. This is a really big deal, and I haven't seen too many people talking about it quite yet, but this is the main reason why we're seeing the entire crypto market tank. So it doesn't matter if we're talking about Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, every single thing is down significantly because of this announcement. So just please be sure to like the stream. Let's see if we can get it up to 100 likes before we get up to, we get started in the video. And people are saying, you know what, why does this matter? This is China. This has nothing to do with the US. Who cares if China forbids Bitcoin, forbids crypto? Well, that could take out, 1.2, 1.3 billion people who might have invested in crypto. That could have been more money that was poured into the market, and that's not going to be able to happen as easily anymore. Like, people could still invest in it, they could always work around, but now we're saying, a major portion of the population of the entire world may have a hard time investing in crypto. So if you are just joining us, please be sure to like the stream. I really appreciate all of you guys joining us today. Let's see if we can get it up to 100 likes before we do get started, but I do have a lot to go over with China, MicroStrategy, Jim Cramer, Bitcoin ban, and some buying pressure because, like I said, everyone's talking about the bad news. No one's talking about, the potential upside of the crypto market dropping, the potential upside of just what's going on with institutions, because we are seeing a lot of good news come out over there. What is up, Hamilton? What is up, Sean? Channel 2, JQ. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us. Let's see if we can get this up to 100 likes. So if you haven't already liked the video, please be sure just to tap the like button. Helps me out a lot. And also, I don't know if you guys have seen, but AMC stock has been, on a bit of a roller coaster today. We're not going to go over that in this video, but we could talk about it real quick before we get into, the rest of this episode. AMC has been making, it was above $60 per share at one point, dropped down below 60. It reached about $63, $64. Now it's below 60. People are worrying, is this the end? Has the short squeeze happened? My opinion, everyone knows where I stand on this. I do not think the short squeeze has happened yet. If you just look at the data, look at the short interest, the short volume ratio, we're nowhere near that yet. What is up, Zeta, George, Andon? What is up? Exactly, George, exactly. China makes up a large number of investors. I agree. I agree as well. JQ, put all your coins in Ledger wallets. Yeah, there are workarounds. There are workarounds if you're in China. But for just the avid investor, beginning investor, it's not going to be so easy. It's not just, you can go on a Coinbase, you could go on another account and create something and start investing. So, yeah. But I don't know if you guys saw with AMC and GameStop this morning, AMC does have its volume up pretty high. GameStop's volume is significantly high as well, but we are seeing the prices fluctuate pretty dramatically. So if you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the stream. Let's see if we can get this up to 100 likes before we get started, or at least 50. So if we're not at 50, you know what? 50 and we'll start at 50. It seems like it's a slow start to the day here. What is up, Ikey78? Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Sean Tan. Boom. Okay, let's get started. We'll start off by going over what is going on in the crypto world. If you are just joining us, let's see if we can get this up even more. But anyways, let's start off with what's going on with the crypto market. A brief overview before we get into a couple of the topics. So right now, when we're looking at crypto, the entire market is down 6.3%. Let's reload this page really quickly just to double check. Okay, down 6.1% right now. Bitcoin's down 4.46%. Ethereum has officially dropped below $2,000 per coin. We have not seen it at this below 2,000 since we saw the entire market crash from 65,000 for Bitcoin down to 30,000. That was the only day we saw Ethereum drop below $2,000 per coin, and now we're officially back down below it. You can see last 7 days, Ethereum's down 23%, Bitcoin's down 18%, Binance Coin is down 18%, Cardano's down 18%, Dogecoin 33% in the red. Things are not looking great this morning, but it does present a lot of buying opportunities. In my opinion, I think it's, a great time to buy some of these coins if you're in it for the long term. Short term, we don't know what's going to happen, but long term, definitely an opportunity. But why we're seeing all the prices drop this morning is because what is going on with China. So just earlier, China came out and they've been cracking down on Bitcoin mining. They came out yesterday. They said that they were cracking down on Bitcoin mining. And this is important because right now, Bitcoin mining, a lot of it is done in China. Most of the world's Bitcoin mining is done in China. And by them, cracking down on it, banning it, and making miners have to move outside of China, go to other locations, this isn't a great thing for Bitcoin, the entire crypto market. Because right now, more than 90% of China's Bitcoin mining capacity is estimated to be shut down. And they're not going to ease up on this anytime soon. They've been continuing to make it harder and harder for Bitcoin miners. Inner Mongolia, a couple months back, they completely banned crypto mining. This is one of the areas in the world where we saw the most Bitcoin mining take place. So now we're seeing people talk about either moving to, other countries, potentially even the US, like Florida and Texas. Florida has cheaper energy with nuclear energy, and the mayor of Miami has been, promoting the fact that Florida could be a viable option for Bitcoin miners. Texas, cheaper wind energy, and they've been, talking as well. So we'll see what happens with the Bitcoin mining. But this morning, the big news that came out that was on top of Bitcoin mining was that China, so the People's Bank of China, said Monday morning, June 21st, that it urged Alipay, a bunch of different banks and payment service providers, to crack down on crypto trading altogether. And what this means is that they said that financial firms were instructed to go through their systems to investigate and identify customers with accounts at virtual currency exchanges or that trade cryptocurrencies in over-the-counter market. In such cases, the institutions have to cut off the account's ability to receive money for transactions. The central bank came out and said that earlier. In addition to this, the other big thing with this is it's not just, saying you can't buy and sell, but the banks, they reached out to 5 different banks, Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, Agricultural Bank of China, China Construction Bank, Postal Savings Bank of China, and Industrial Bank Ltd. They all said in separate statements that they are prohibiting the use of their accounts for anything related to cryptocurrency. And they also said that if they do find accounts when they're going through, if they do find people who have engaged in any sort of crypto-related activity, they can either block these people's accounts altogether from sending funds or just remove them completely. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but this is really a big deal. Like we have seen in the past that China has spoken about imposing bans on several different domestic cryptocurrency exchanges, and people always can find workarounds. They can either send their money offshore, they can conduct business using not the yuan, but they could use it, let's say, using the US dollar, and always, have ways to work around it. But now it seems like they're really starting to crack down on how strict they're becoming. And we all know that these companies are going to follow exactly what the Chinese government says. They are, a lot of these companies, we've seen in the past, Alipay, Alibaba, when they didn't listen to the government, well, they got in a lot of trouble. Jack Ma seemed to have disappeared for a couple of months. People had not heard from him at all. So we know in China, it's like a dictatorship. They have to follow exactly what is said by the government. If not, well, they're going to be in big trouble. And especially because these are just statewide banks anyways. But we'll have to see what happens. Let me know what you guys think of this. But in my opinion, with them starting to ban crypto, they've already banned it, but with them really cracking down and updating the algorithm to search for any sort of crypto related activity in a bank account, and then banning those accounts, forbidding them to send money to exchanges, well, that's going to take away a major population of investors from putting money into crypto. Because right now we see that there are so many people in the crypto world that are from China, that are, located in Asia. It's not just the US. We're seeing all across the world that people are pouring billions of dollars into crypto. And with China being one of the largest countries in the world, over 1 billion people, that's a major deal. Like, China has been pushing for their Chinese digital yuan. They don't want any competition with that. So they've been pushing for that for months now. And with them finally starting to get the Chinese digital yuan rolled out, I think they're only going to get stricter and stricter on Bitcoin and crypto. And that's why we're seeing the entire market down significantly this morning. We are seeing just it down 6.1%. I don't know what you guys think about it, but it's not good. It's definitely not good. It's not the end of crypto. We're seeing US companies start to continue to put more and more money into the crypto world. We're seeing companies in Europe, Australia, New Zealand. We're seeing a lot of countries still pushing for crypto, pouring more money into the crypto market, crypto world. It's just China, major population, definitely not a good sign for crypto. Definitely not what we'd like to hear. There are workarounds, but it's just not ideal. Not an ideal situation for what we want to see with crypto. But let me know what you guys think of this, because it's not just Bitcoin mining anymore. It's just trading and investing in crypto. And if banks see any activity, any sort of unusual transactions to offshore accounts for, let's say, crypto trading, well, they could just block that person's account, ban them entirely. And if they don't, well, the Chinese government is going to get involved anyways. So they're going to have to do that as it is. And if you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video. Let's see if we can get this up to 250 likes. I really appreciate you guys joining me. Every single comment you guys put, I read. Every single like, every single person who follows me on public.com, I follow back. So I really appreciate all of you guys. But speaking of what is going on with Bitcoin, everyone's talking about negative news, saying how what's going on in China, not great. I get it. But there is some positive news coming out this morning, despite the entire market down. So the market's down, like I said, 6.1%. But while all of this is happening, we are seeing many corporations like MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is one of the biggest corporations that is pro Bitcoin. They have over $3 billion worth of Bitcoin. And just this morning, while the market has been crashing, they said that we bought about $500 million more of Bitcoin this morning alone. And they said they purchased about 13,005 tokens, Bitcoin coins. And after this, they own over 100,000. So this is exciting, because what this shows is that even though we're seeing all of the bad information come out of China, everything with the market crashing and people selling off their positions, getting scared, and all of the fear in the market, we're still seeing the major players and some institutions that are pro Bitcoin, are very bullish on it, continuing to add. $500 million this morning makes up a very significant portion of their total Bitcoin. They bought they bought $500 million. Their total is at $3 billion, so about 1/6. So they increased their position pretty significantly this morning. And we all know that MicroStrategy's CEO, Michael Saylor, been very bullish on Bitcoin for a while. He's been talking about it. And this is just something that I'd like to see. I like to see that we are having companies that are bullish on Bitcoin, not be scared of what's going on in China, and using this as an opportunity to add to their positions, add more money to Bitcoin, get in at a better price. Right now, MicroStrategy, their average position is around I believe it's around like $25,000 per coin, if I could find it. Right now, their position average, I believe it's right around $25,000 per coin, but let me know in the chat. $26,000 is the average for what they own in Bitcoin. That's the average price they own. So getting in now is a great opportunity. Right now, Bitcoin is at $32,000 per coin, just about $33,000 per coin. And what we are seeing is institutions are not being afraid of what's going on. Even with the recent drop-offs, they're continuing to add to their positions. That's what I like to see. Let me know what you guys think of that. But if you are just joining us, I will be putting timestamps down below for everyone who is joining us later. And if you are new, please be sure to like. It really helps out. YouTube does not like pushing out these videos because ever since I did a video on Elon Musk and Dogecoin, they deleted my account. And now really with notifications and recommendations, they don't really recommend my videos at all. When I look at the analytics for recommendations for my videos, it says 0% for notifications. Sometimes it's like 3%, 0% for recommendations. It's really just from people who are like browsing through my channel. So if you can, please be sure to like the video. It helps out a lot. Let's check out the chat before we get into the next couple of topics. My guy, Mason the Monkey, what is up? Swad, Jonathan, best time to buy right now. Lucy Solomon was about to buy. I think right now, I was buying this morning. I spoke about it in our Patreon group, spoke about it on public.com. Eric Vega, the pandemic has a lot to do with it. They're playing with us. Okay, Christian, what is up, my guy? Next topic is with Jim Cramer. A lot of people some people love Jim Cramer. Other people hate him. But it's important to see what's going on, what he's saying. We check in on the suits at CNBC all the time during our live streams, but we're not going to watch it live, but we do want to see what he has to say. So he said he sold almost all of his Bitcoin just the other day because he fears that China is done with crypto. They want nothing more to do with it. And he said ultimately that whatever China and the government wants, they're going to have it their way. He said when the People's Republic of China goes after something, whether they want it, whether they don't want it, they tend to have it their way. It's not a democracy, it's a dictatorship. And I think that they believe it's a direct threat to the regime because what it is a system that's outside of their control. He says that he is not going to bet against China in the sense that if they want something to happen or they don't want something to happen, well, as long as it's within China, they're going to make sure they get their way because we have seen time and time again, whether we're talking about Jack Ma and Alibaba, whether we're talking about Ant Financial Group and its IPO getting delayed. Anytime that someone speaks out against China, anytime that someone or a company doesn't follow the exact rules, well, they get screwed. They get screwed because the Chinese government can ultimately just step in. Doesn't matter how big your company is, they could step in, shut everything down because they don't like what's going on. And with Bitcoin, because they can't control Bitcoin and it's decentralized and all crypto is decentralized, well, what they did is they made the Chinese digital yuan. They've been pushing for it for the last couple of days. They have over 3,000, not just last couple of days, but last couple of months. They have over 3,000 ATMs that have already been implemented across the country that allow people to use the Chinese digital yuan, not just, paper money, but they're starting to really push their own central bank digital currency. And because of this, anything that is against that, they are going to just outright suppress and ban. And we're seeing that with Bitcoin. So in my opinion, you know what? I get where he's coming from saying that he sold almost all of his Bitcoin. I get that. It makes sense. But in my opinion, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin just in the mere fact that right now, China isn't the entire crypto market. Yes, it makes up a large portion. There are over 1 billion people in China. I get it. But in my mind, you know what? There's major US corporations that are still going to be pouring billions of dollars into crypto. Right now, in terms of what percentage of the population in the US actually invest in crypto, it's at 6%. So 6% right now is what we're at in terms of the US population investing in crypto. And even that alone, if we get that number from 6% up to 50%, which I think is very doable. I think it's very doable. Well, then we'd see the entire crypto market potentially 10x from where it is right now in terms of the total market cap. Not exactly, it doesn't work 100% that way, but essentially either way, if we see that crypto it gets more integrated into institutional's balance sheets. If we see institutional investors start to put more crypto on their balance sheets, hedge funds put more crypto on their balance sheets, and we see just retail investors start to actually accept it more, well then it's a no-brainer for me to be in crypto despite what's going on in China. China obviously helps. Obviously, it's going to help with crypto if they did allow people to put money in, but they're not. They're not. They're putting some more restrictions into place, and it's not the best, but in my opinion, you know what? Some fear. We're entering a bear market after we saw that death cross happen the other day. We're entering a bear market for crypto, and it could be a while before we see it recover. But if we're looking at 5 years in the future, and hedge funds say that in 5 years in the future, they're going to have about 7% of their balance sheet allocated to crypto, which is a major consideration to take into account. What's up, Octaviano? What's up, Alex? Ricardo? If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video. Let's see if we can get this up to 250 likes. I really appreciate it. And also, we are going to be going live later to talk about AMC. But I do appreciate all of you guys watching, joining me today, and let me know your thoughts, because I do like to see what you guys are saying in the chat. I like to make it more of just a conversation, see what you guys are saying rather than just me talking the entire time. Moving on, something that has nothing to do with China, but with crypto being banned. Another bank is banning crypto outright, and this is a pretty big deal. So what we're seeing is, it's called TSB Bank in the UK. TSB Bank is planning to ban cryptocurrency purchases due to increasing fraud numbers. And this isn't just like an exchange, let's say like Robinhood, or we've seen Robinhood in the past where they've restricted how much you could buy, let's say of AMC or GameStop, just for the time being. It's not like this at all. This is a bank where people, just like any regular bank where you keep your money, and they're saying, look, if you send money to a cryptocurrency, like, you cannot send money to a cryptocurrency exchange. We are banning that. So if you want to send money to Binance, or let's say Gemini or Coinbase or whatever it is, we are banning these activities, and you're not going to be allowed to do that. And this is going to affect more than 5 million customers with like 5 million of their customers. They're not going to have access to cryptocurrency exchanges. And they said ultimately they're doing this because they take their obligation to protect customers very seriously. And because there's been a lot of fraud with people transferring money to Binance, well, they want to protect people. In my opinion, this is ridiculous. I've talked about this in the past. I'm going to say it again. I think this is ridiculous. People should be able to send their money wherever they want to send their monay. If it's not hurting anyone else, they're not doing illegal activities, who cares? Who cares if people want to gamble? Who cares if people want to buy crypto? Who cares if people want to buy meme stocks or meme coins? It just shouldn't matter to anyone. How does it affect the bank? How does it affect the bank? I don't get it at all. I mean, like, they're saying they're trying to protect people. They're saying that they're trying to, make sure people are safe. But at the same time, then, like, the UK, I wouldn't expect this from a UK bank. Like, from China, yeah, I get it. I would expect this coming from China, which is what we're seeing. China banning crypto, I get it, because they are not a democracy. They're just like a dictatorship. I get it. But coming from the UK, it seems like it's just a little much. It seems like it's a little much. And this, adding on to what's going on with China, both of these stories just add up to a lot of fear in the market, a lot of concern about what's going on, and people are getting just outright scared about what's going on with crypto, that we're seeing more and more banks restricted. Because the problem is that if you see banks restrict crypto, well, that's where you keep your money. That's how you get your money from, your bank account, from like the cash. From, like, let's say that's how you get your money from cash into crypto. You go to a bank, you deposit your money into a bank, you send it to an exchange. Yes, there are some companies that have kiosks, like CoinCloud, I believe it's called. We talked about it yesterday. But like a company like CoinCloud is a company where you can just buy crypto directly from an ATM. You could buy it with cash or a credit card or debit card. So in that sense, like, there are going to be ways to work around, whether you're in another country, whether you're in the US, even if we see banks start to put more restrictions into place. But it is just a little concerning that we are seeing a bank in the UK outright ban transfers to like Kraken, Gemini, Binance, and any sort of crypto exchange, because they say they're worried about fraud. That's what they say. Establishment EduNet, what is up? Swad, the establishment always dips their hands when they know the people have the power. I mean, we're seeing that with AMC a lot too. We're seeing that with AMC. GameStop, they're getting, what's up, Dan? What's up, Mario? Dan, average. We'll talk about that later, Dan. But if you guys have anything to put in the chat, let me know. Dan asked about STEM Inc. It's a stock that's doubled in the last 30 days. My average price is right around $17, $18 per share, I believe. I have it on 2 different platforms, so I'm not sure. I bought it the other day. I put $700,000 into it a couple of weeks ago, maybe about a month and a half, 2 months ago. I added more. I did an entire video on that. So if you just search up Michael Rubel STEM Inc., you will be able to see that. So I probably talk about the price that I bought those shares at in that video. So I have like screenshots in the video, so you could probably see that. What's up, Shane? If you guys are just joining us, we have a couple more stories to cover before we get into, before we finish up. And if you are just joining us, I will be putting timestamps down below at the end of the video. And if you can, please be sure to like the stream. Let's see if we get it up to 250 likes. Helps me out a lot. And is it possible we can restream this live stream when it is live on our... I don't understand that, Duke. If you could put that comment again, I'm not quite understanding exactly what you are asking. Next up, though, I want to talk about something going on. Another piece of positive news. Everyone's talking about, this is like one of the last things, some buying pressure. Everyone's talking about what's going on with crypto, saying, banks are starting to put more restrictions into place. China is, banning crypto mining. It's putting more restrictions on crypto activities in general, not just Bitcoin mining. And people are starting to get worried. The entire market is down about 6% today. It was down even more at one point, but people are getting scared. And it's down 7.35%. Wow. Since the last time we looked at this, 7.35%. Yet despite all this, we are seeing institutions, like I've said, we are seeing institutions continuing to put more money into Bitcoin. So billionaire Steve Cohen came out the other day and said, look, I'm going to be doing a deep dive into crypto. I'm fully converted. I'm not missing out on this. And we are going to be putting more money, maybe not necessarily into Bitcoin, but into the crypto world in general, because he's really fascinated by the crypto but behind the technology behind it, like the blockchain technology, he said he's very fascinated by. And this is important because Steve Cohen is the chairman, CEO, and president of Point72, which is an asset management firm with approximately $22 billion in assets under management. So this is by no means a small investment firm, an asset management firm. This is really big. And he said, you know what? I feel like we might have missed out a little bit on crypto. We might have missed out on the first part. We didn't get in a while ago. So I'm not going to miss out again. We're still early, and that's why they're going to start getting more exposure into Bitcoin, more exposure into the crypto world in general. So I found this pretty interesting, pretty exciting, because while everyone's talking about the fear in the market, while everyone's worried about what's going on in China, what's going on with people selling off their positions, with the death cross and the market down, we are still seeing some of the big money players looking at this as an opportunity. We're seeing, this guy, Steve Cohen, get into crypto. We're starting to see MicroStrategy. They added $500 million worth of Bitcoin this morning. We are seeing the big money players, at least in the US, look at today, look at the last couple of days and the market crash as an opportunity to add more to their position and more, just as an opportunity to get more exposure to Bitcoin and crypto at a better price. So like, for example, right now the market is down about 7.35%. And even though we're seeing that, like we spoke about, MicroStrategy added $500 million. Billionaire Steve Cohen, in charge of, a company with over $20 billion in assets, they're looking at crypto. We're seeing a lot of just institutions continuing to see this as an opportunity to get into crypto at a better price, despite us seeing the market down significantly today. So that's what's really going on. But let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think about China really starting to step up their ban on crypto? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's going to have a really negative impact? Do you think we've officially entered a bear market for crypto for the next couple of weeks and months? Or do you think we're going to see a rebound happen in the second half of 2021? I personally think we will see crypto prices recover into the end of 2021, especially with what is going to happen with a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. That's what I'm expecting. Like with a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF, I think we will see the entire market rebound and recover. Because right now in the US, the SEC has not approved any decision they have not approved any Bitcoin ETF, any Ethereum ETF, and we have seen over a dozen of them already have applications submitted to the SEC. So once we see some of these start to get approved, I think we will see crypto recover. I think we will see a significant rebound in the market. But you know what? We don't know. Peru invest. No YouTuber can save crypto. I'm not trying to save anything. I'm just letting people know what's going on. I'm just letting people know what's going on. I can't wait to short this ETF, Elliot. I mean, yeah, you could do that. You could definitely do that. Gene Schamberger, rebound for sure. Alex Roque, just as China waiting to ban Tesla. I mean, yeah, you never know with China and Tesla. We could see them potentially put more restrictions on Tesla as NIO and their manufacturing capabilities increase and they're able to manufacture more vehicles, and we start to see their numbers get more competitive with Tesla. We never know, especially with NIO and their battery as a service model, which is continuing to increase, continuing to gain more and more traction. It is something that is possible that we could see them put more restrictions on Tesla because they do whatever they want. They're going to want to make sure that their company, their country is going to succeed, and they're going to make sure that anything that is not from China and they can't be regulated, they might make that so it fails. Recon Rock, I believe that it's going to change a lot quicker in the coming months. This is only a small setback. Yeah, I agree. I do agree. I think the big catalysts coming up are going to be with Bitcoin, Ethereum, ETFs in the US. I definitely think Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs in the US. Eric Vega, now we have 204 viewers. 204 viewers. It's a very slow morning. Buying more this morning, watching now for the bottom to grab a bargain. Yeah, Keith, I agree. Been watching the entire crypto market over the last couple of hours, seeing what's going on there. It's just, this morning is a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear in the market this morning with China. What's going on with China and what's going on with them putting more restrictions into place, not just on Bitcoin mining, but on any sort of crypto activities. And like, you got to remember, this isn't the first time they've come out and put these restrictions in place on Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto. They've done this multiple times in the past. This is not new at all. They do this time and time again. This time seems a little different because they do have the Chinese digital yuan. They have that, and they are really trying to push that. So they're really trying to push that, and now it seems like they're taking a bigger stance, a more serious stance on what's going on with crypto, because now they're like, look, we have a digital currency that we are already starting to implement. People are already paying with this. People are already getting paid salaries with this. So now anything that might slow that down, it's more real. It's more real. So they're going to ban everything. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, the Chinese digital yuan wasn't already rolled out. The digital yuan, people weren't paying with it at stores. People weren't getting paid their salary with it. So it wasn't as big of a deal. Now it's just, they are using it and they are getting paid with it. So now it's like a real, like Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto is a real competitor to the digital yuan. And for that reason, they're starting to step up and crack down more on Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto, and everything in general. Yes, Zayanu, I appreciate that. Thank you. It does help me out a lot. And every time you guys join us, like the video, watch. It helps push out the channel, push out these videos to more people. Because you guys, if you are just joining us, I used to do videos on stimulus checks, and then I did videos on Dogecoin and Elon Musk. And a video I did specifically on Elon Musk and Dogecoin, YouTube, like, they didn't just block the video, they deleted my entire account. They deleted my entire account after that video, and it took me about a week to get it back. But so ever since then, they don't send out notifications, they don't recommend my videos. So the only way we can get these videos out to more people and help support me to keep making videos is by you guys liking the channel. Let's take a look at what is going on. A couple of new pieces of information actually came out. Let's take a look at, let me know. Yes, Eric. Thank you. But yeah, so guys, with what's going on with Bitcoin right now, I've been seeing a lot of questions recently about the death cross, about what's going on in China, what's going on with Bitcoin mining, and just in general. Right now, the thing that we are seeing that is interesting and is like shows us that nothing is really different. This isn't any different than any other crash, any other correction we have seen, is that Bitcoin dominance is continuing to increase. Right now, Bitcoin dominance at the top of the screen, very, very top of the screen, above watch list and calendars, you can see it says Bitcoin dominance is at 45.7%. And this is what we always see. Every single time we see a market correction in crypto, we start to see Bitcoin's price every time we see a market correction, we see something going on in China, we see a bank ban crypto, we see something bad come out. Well, Bitcoin then starts to increase Bitcoin dominance in terms of how much the market cap of Bitcoin is in terms of the entire crypto market. And every time this happens, we see Bitcoin dominance increase, and we are seeing it happen again right now. We are seeing it happen again right now. So thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. So in that sense, like, people are saying this time is different. This time it's going to be like a crash, and we're not going to recover. Bitcoin's going to go to zero. People have said this is going to be the ultimate mother of all crashes for crypto. And I get that. Like, it is different. But the thing that isn't different is some fundamentals that we are seeing are consistent. Bitcoin dominance is the same as it has been. Not the same, but Bitcoin dominance is following the same exact path that we have seen time and time again, every single correction we have seen in crypto. For example, Bitcoin right now is at about a 45% Bitcoin dominance, and we'll probably see it go above 50. If we see the market continue to drop, well, we probably will see it go above 50. It's just what happens. It's what happens. Every time people get worried about crypto, what do? Well, they put their money into Bitcoin. They say, look, Cardano, Dogecoin, Ethereum, XRP, any crypto you pick, those aren't as established. So people get afraid of those. They move away from that and they move into Bitcoin. And this has a lot to do with what goes on with institutions. Like, we do see that institutional investors choose Bitcoin time and time again. And right now, there aren't many investment products and vehicles for institutions to put money into crypto. So we do see them favor Bitcoin. Like, right now, the only cryptos that institutions really can invest in, like the major institutions, are going to be Bitcoin and Ethereum, because we see, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. We see that there is a Grayscale Ethereum Trust. And with these, those are some of the major investment vehicles for institutions, that because they don't directly own Bitcoin and Ethereum a lot of the time, but they do invest their portfolio, cash they have on their balance sheet, into stocks in the stock market. So they do invest into Grayscale Ethereum Trust and Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. We talked about this story the other day, but this could be something that we could see positively impact the crypto market over the next couple of months. And that's that Grayscale is considering 31 crypto assets for investment products. This is exciting because it's going to change what happens in crypto when we start to see this correction. When we start to see a crash or correction, everyone funnels to what is the biggest, what is the place where institutions are going to put their money. And once we see Grayscale start to add more crypto investment products, right now, they really only have Bitcoin and Ethereum. Once we see them start to add Cardano, once we see them add Solana, once we see them start to add Bancor, 1inch, Internet Computer, once you see them start to add all of these, well, then we'll start to see a little bit more of diversity in the crypto market and not as much Bitcoin dominance when we see the market crash. Nothing is lost until you sell. I'm reading you guys' chat. Remember, the number one cryptocurrency holders by country is the USA. What do you do when China, you're saying, collect as much money as possible from the USA? Good morning, Anis. Good morning. Eric, what is up? Yeah, I mean, right now, that is true. In terms of the crypto market, what we are seeing, I'm going to pull up an article real quick, but what we're seeing is that the US does make up the largest gains, at least, in the crypto world over the last year, since November, December 2020. You can see this article right here. I'm pulling it up. Americans earned over $4 billion from Bitcoin in 2020, more than 3 times as much as investors in any other country. So people are worried. Like I said, there is a reason to be worried about what's going on in China. I'm not saying there's nothing to worry about that at all, but the thing to keep in mind is that right here, $4 billion in Bitcoin was earned by Americans. More than 3 times as much as investors in any other country. When we look at this, yes, China is number 2. But you got to realize that there are so many other countries out there that have realized Bitcoin gains where there are a lot of people invested in the crypto market. Top 25 countries. Like, yeah, China is number 2, but look, Japan is very close to China. UK is very close to China in terms of how much money. US is by far ahead of any other country in terms of Bitcoin and how much money has been made with crypto over the last 6 to 12 months. But we are seeing a lot of countries fairly close to that $1 billion range, which China is at. And that's because, China, even though they have a massive population, we do see that they've had restrictions in place for a long time. They have had, they've made it more difficult for Chinese investors to get exposure into Bitcoin. If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video. Helps me out a lot. Helps me keep making more videos like this. YouTube really suppresses my videos. They don't push them out to more people. But I do appreciate all of you guys watching. Let's see if we get it up to 200 likes. Stuart, I lost 80K. Oh, bro, that does not sound too great. I mean, the only reason you lose the money is if you sell off your entire portfolio. That's the only way you lose money. I mean, yes, it's unrealized gains, unrealized losses, but still. Bitcoin right now. Okay, let's take a look at, people are asking a lot in the chat about Dogecoin. So right now with Dogecoin, we are seeing that Dogecoin's price dropped below 20 cents per coin. That is the lowest we have seen Dogecoin in a long time. But you got to remember, people who are freaking out about Dogecoin, people who are freaking out about Bitcoin, this is not just a one coin issue. This is what's going on with fear in the market, what's going on with China. This has to do with exactly what is going on in China. Like when we're looking, let's pull this up right here. You could see breaking news in the entire crypto world is China says banks must block crypto transactions. That is just causing a lot of fear. And like we said, is it the worst case scenario? Not the worst. It could be a lot worse. But, right now Dogecoin's price is at what? 21 cents. Let's reload this. 20 cents per coin. Lowest we have seen it in a long time. Like if we look at the last 3 months. But you got to remember, like when you zoom out on all these, we're still up. We're still up over the last 6 to 12 months. Like over the last year, every single crypto is up over the last year. So in my opinion, it's like, if you're just getting in for the short term, yes, right now is a time where there's a little bit of a concern with what's going on in China. A little bit of a concern. But right now, Bitcoin, it's at 32,000. We're seeing Ethereum's dropping really low. It's a great buying opportunity for Ethereum. I think Ethereum has a lot to like about it in terms of decentralized finance applications, in terms of what's going on with smart contracts, NFTs. I think there is a lot to like about it. So, me personally, I'm not too worried. But yeah, crypto's taking just a beating, down 8.2% right now. Down 8.2%, guys. Either way, though, you got to look at it long term. Like, crypto has done extremely well. Ethereum's price was less than a couple $100 12 months ago. Ethereum's price was at like $200 not too long ago. So when you start to get concerned about what's going on, saying that the crypto's over, that we're just it's like the end of crypto, you got to just remember that, look, right now, we have seen it major gains, and we're always going to see these sorts of corrections. We've seen it time and time again. But like, for example, November of this year, crypto was at, what was it at? It was at like $350 per coin. $350 per coin. Those of you who are just joining us, the major news with crypto right now is what is happening with China. What's happening with China? China came out and said, look, We're going to put a lot of restrictions into, like, they banned crypto mining, which everyone knew. They've been talking about that for a while. But the big news with China today is that they came out and said, which is pretty serious, the firm, like financial firms, were instructed to go through their systems, look at all the customers, all transactions, investigate and identify customers with accounts at any virtual currency exchange or any person who trades crypto in over-the-counter market. And if the institutions find a customer's account who does this, well, they have to cut off the account's ability to send money or receive money for any sort of crypto transactions. Alipay came out earlier, which is one of the largest financial services company in all of China. They have about more than 80 million merchants. Alipay said that they're going to intensify their efforts to monitor and investigate crypto-related transactions and block or remove offending users. So that means if they find someone who has done any sort of transaction with crypto, they're either going to just block or remove their account entirely. So yes, a lot of people are worried about what's going on with crypto, and like rightfully so, but you got to remember US makes up a larger portion of like Bitcoin gains over the last 12 months than China. China really manipulating the crypto market. I agree. Like the whole reason the market is down today is because what's going on with China. Like 5 banks, which are all like, state-owned banks, they are all been instructed to prohibit any use of crypto. And if they find people using crypto, ban their accounts, restrict access, not let people send money to exchanges. So yeah. Market right now down, what is it down? 8.58%. One of the worst days we have seen in a long time. Great buying opportunity, but it is one of the worst days. Mike, what do you mean tell the facts? Crypto should not deal with communist countries. That's not really how it works. Crypto, it's not like crypto makes a decision on which countries people could buy it in. Anyone could buy crypto in any country unless we see what's happening in China where they put some major regulations into place. It is manipulation at its finest. This is clear market manipulation for crypto, and all of it's because China doesn't want anyone to interfere with their digital yuan. They're starting to get that rolled out. They want nothing to interfere with that, and we're seeing it. It's clear. It's clear right now that that's what we're seeing. That's the reason why all the crypto is down. Thanks for joining us. I see a couple new people just joined us. Please be sure to like the stream if you are just joining us. Let's see if we get up to 250 likes. Helps me out a lot. Helps me grow the channel. Helps grow the community for crypto, stock market, everything like that. Cardano's price, guys, is approaching $1. Right now it's at $1.27 per coin, down 18% over the last 7 days. Great buying opportunity, in my opinion. I really like Cardano. Crypto is not money, Elliot says. They will close accounts in China and the government seize the money. Yeah, I mean, right now, what they didn't say they're seizing the money, but what they're going to do is people who are trying to invest in crypto, they're going to take all of their money. They're going to not take all their money. If people are trying to invest their money in crypto right now in China, what China is going to do is they instructed all banks to say, look, if you detect anyone who is investing in crypto or sending money to a crypto exchange, make sure to block their account. Don't let them send money to a crypto exchange. Don't let them buy crypto. Don't let them have anything to do with crypto activity. If they do, well, you got to ban them. You got to restrict their access, ban them. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. That's what the Chinese government is saying. They're like, look, you better listen to us and make sure no one can transact in any crypto activities. Otherwise, you're going to be in some serious trouble with the government. Yeah, that's why Diego, he said what China wants is just track 100% people transaction. Yeah, I mean, that's why they have their digital yuan. They want to have the central bank digital currency, and they want to have no competitor to it. Like, for example, the US is talking about central bank digital currencies. They've been talking about it for a while. They're probably going to get one released fairly soon. But the thing is we're still going to have Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto in the US. But the thing is with China, they want nothing to compete with it at all. They want everyone to be just like everyone to only use the digital yuan and nothing else. Nothing else at all. Someone says, Omari Williams, I've always liked Japan better anyways. By the dip. Yeah, so what we're seeing, guys who are just joining us, everyone's worried about what's going on in China. And yes, rightfully so. I mean, but I think it's a bit of an overreaction, because when we're looking at just dollar, like in terms of total dollars in crypto right now, when we look at what is going on with how much money is actually being made in Bitcoin and what countries it's coming from, we are seeing that majority of the gains for crypto and Bitcoin have come from the US. Like China is number 2, but for people who are just joining us, China is about $1.15 billion worth of realized gains in Bitcoin for 2020. United States was 4.09 billion, nearly 4 times more money than China. And there's so many other countries where the population has made almost the same as China. So yes, China has a very large population, but because of the constant bans, the constant restrictions that China has put into place for crypto over the last couple of years, well, because of that, we are seeing that because of all the restrictions they put into place, it's just been harder for people in China to invest in crypto. It's been harder. So if you are just joining us, like, yes, it's a big deal, but when you're looking at this long term, you got to realize $1.5 billion was realized for Bitcoin gains in China. Maybe some of it isn't accurately tracked because people might send money to offshore accounts, do business with, the US dollar rather than the yuan. But you just got to remember from like a data and a research perspective, right now, there are a lot of countries that that almost did the same amount as China in terms of how much money was made. Just watch the short BTC USDT. China is the 10% of the problem. Yeah. Why everything looks like all synced up right after Death Cross. China comes up with big news. Really shady. Well, China doesn't care if they're shady or not. China can come out and say whatever they want, whenever they want, and no one can stop them. So yeah, right now, like, we did have the Death Cross, which is where the 50-day moving average crosses the 200-day moving average for crypto. We did see that. And once we saw that, well, then Bitcoin looked to be stabilizing. It was right around $35,000 per coin. It didn't seem like anything crazy was going on there. But then China came out and it was like a dagger. They said, look, we're not just banning Bitcoin mining. Now it's like we're really getting serious for what's going on with banning crypto related activities, because they've come out and said this. Like, you have to remember that they have come out and said that they're restricting Bitcoin related activities and crypto activities for years. They have said this multiple times in the past, and it's not new. But the thing is it's just that this is the first time where it's like it's becoming serious, where they have something that is a competitor to Bitcoin. They have something that's a competitor to Ethereum and crypto, and that's their digital yuan. So as a result of this, they have that as a competitor, and now they're like trying to eliminate all the competition. They're saying, look, if you're in China, you cannot put money anywhere in any digital currency unless it's the Chinese digital yuan. And that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. So it's not new. They've had this for a while. They've had restrictions put in place for Bitcoin mining, for crypto. They've had it for years. But now it's like it's real because they have a competitor to Bitcoin. And not in the sense of investment, but in the sense of crypto being used for transactions. They have a competitor. Like Bitcoin is still like, crypto is more of like an asset class. The Chinese digital yuan isn't an asset. It's just a currency. So what they're trying to do is say, look, we are not allowing any form of we're not letting anything get in the way of our currency. And that's why we're seeing countries get worried about Bitcoin, because when we're seeing El Salvador, they're making Bitcoin legal tender. What we're seeing is that other countries are some people are concerned about that, because they're saying, look, Bitcoin, yes, we understand people are investing in it. It's like a digital gold, but now it's becoming something where countries are accepting as an actual currency. And they're getting worried because, for example, no country that is very strong economically is going to say we're going to accept Bitcoin as a form of, we're going to accept Bitcoin for as a actual currency. Like the US is never going to say, look, Bitcoin is going to be legal tender. They're never going to say that, because it's just like any major country in the world, they have their own currency and they see Bitcoin as a threat, which it is. It is if it's used as a form of payment. So for example, El Salvador, the only reason they're using Bitcoin is because what they said is that our country isn't doing the best economically. You know what? Maybe we need some more areas for growth. Maybe using like Bitcoin could help us grow the country more, and it would get us off of the US dollar. That's so really, like El Salvador, they don't really have a strong currency themselves. They use the US dollar. So for them, it doesn't matter. Like they could use Bitcoin, they could use something else. If they're not using their own currency anyways, well, who cares? They might as well use Bitcoin. But for example, like the US, they have their own currency. Like Canada, they have their own currency. Like the UK, they have their own currencies. So using Bitcoin is like a direct competitor to them. But for El Salvador, countries like other areas like Tanzania, Honduras, countries that are talking about making Bitcoin legal tender, well, what we're seeing is that they're saying we don't use our own currency anyways. So why not? But yeah, Bitcoin, the good news with Bitcoin is that we have not seen it drop to that level that we saw it at after that immediate crash we saw the other day. When we saw the immediate crash from 65,000, I'm pulling it up right now. When we saw the immediate crash from 65,000 down to 30,000, we saw a really strong resistance at $30,000 per coin for Bitcoin. And now what we're seeing, well, this chart is not the best for like analytics, but what we're seeing, at least you could generally see, I'll pull up a better chart, but what we could see is that there has been a support around $30,000 for Bitcoin for a while. We saw it back in January. We saw the support around 30,000. So we've touched 30,000 quite a few times, and it's a pretty strong support we have right over there. If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the stream. We are at 189 likes. Let's see if we get that up to 300 likes, and we'll keep this stream going. I have a meeting, but I can just cancel it. Who cares? Who cares? If we get this up to 300 likes within the next 10 minutes, I'll keep the stream going. If we don't, I probably have to go to that meeting. But if we can get it up there, I'll just skip it. Who cares, right? Important meeting, doesn't really matter. You guys are more important. So this week would be witnessing the worst week for crypto ever. Someone's saying. Dogecoin trending in Twitter. Is it really? Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that right now. I'm sure Bitcoin Crash is trending on Twitter. Bitcoin, crypto. Okay. Right now what we're seeing for... let's just look. We'll pull up Elon Musk's also. Oh, Elon Musk changed back his name. Let's pull that up. Buy the Dip is trending on Twitter, not Dogecoin. Maybe it's trending in the finance portion, like business and finance. But right now we are seeing Buy the Dip trending on Twitter. Bitcoin to 20,000. Like, you gotta remember though, long term, I'm not worried about this at all. Like, yes, we have seen major fluctuations time and time again for the crypto world. It is nothing new. We are going to see this happen like multiple times throughout the years. It's happened in 2017. It happened, in 2013. It happens so many times. Like, yes, we're seeing the correction happen a lot sooner than people anticipated, but you just got to remember that in crypto, corrections of 50% are not uncommon. They're actually the norm. Thank you everyone for joining us. I appreciate all you guys. Let me know which one, put in the chat your favorite crypto so I know which one you want me to talk about. Is it Bitcoin? Do you want me to talk about, do you just invest in a bunch of different cryptos? Do you like Dogecoin? I know we have a pretty strong Doge community on the channel. So if you guys can, please be sure to put that in the chat. Just helps me out, lets me know what you guys like me to do videos on. And also, if you can, please be sure to like the stream. Let's see if we can get it up to 300 likes. If we can, like I said, I'll stay on. We can stay on the rest of the day. I'll just cancel that meeting. Who cares? It's important, but we're getting a lot of people joining us, so you know what? I'll just ghost them. Text them that I can't make it. Cardano, Dogecoin, Doge, Cardano. This time is really different, not the usual. Why do you say that? Why do you say that this time is so different? I don't think it's very different. I don't think this time is very different at all. Stellar Lumens, Recon Rock. You are the first person to comment that one, because we have not talked about that too much on the channel. Stay, M Montez. Okay. I'm saying if we get up to 300 likes, we'll stay. We'll stay. I'll have to text them that I can't leave. I'll text them if we get up to 300 likes. Wish I could make 10 likes by myself. Thank you. Need help, Michigan. Misty, what's wrong? Cancel your meeting. So would you be worrying about the crash, or is it a good opportunity to buy? For me, I think it's a good opportunity to buy. Thank you, Felipe. I do appreciate that. I think, okay, it just depends. Like, obviously, I don't have all my money in crypto. This time, you just have to look at it from the data. And the data shows that, like, a 50% correction in crypto is not uncommon. People are saying crypto is over. This is what happens every single time people get into a rally, whether we're talking about AMC stock, whether we're talking about crypto. Every time we see something like that rally, well, then what happens is a whole portion of the population gets in late, and then they get it on the uptrend, like while we're seeing everything have the exponential growth. And as soon as it starts to drop, people say it's over, it's dead, not going anywhere. I've seen people comment that about AMC on those videos. I've seen people comment that about Dogecoin. I've seen people comment that about Bitcoin. And people were commenting that about AMC when AMC went from $20 a share down to $3 a share. So the thing is this is not new at all. This is not new. And every time we see people who get in a little bit later into a new market, a new stock, a new crypto, the first signs of it dropping, they're out. They're like, this dead. I am out. I'm scared. But you got to remember, if you look at the price of Bitcoin if you look at history for Bitcoin, it has showed that time and time again, no matter what happens with China, because we've seen China come out with regulations, time and time again, we're going to see 50% drop-offs, 60% drop-offs, and we always recover. Is it going to happen? Like, you can't say for sure it's going to recover, because that's just being, naive, saying it's going to happen the same. Like, you're being naive if you say that it can't crash, can't go to zero. But the thing is, like, because, something could happen. It's always possible. Like, Apple stock could go to zero. It's possible. Is it likely? So unlikely that I would say next to impossible, but it's always the possibility. The thing you got to remember is that right now with crypto, yes, everything that came out with China is a little bit more intense than it's been in the past. So we just got to keep that in mind. But me personally, long term, I am not worried about Bitcoin. I am not worried about Ethereum. I'm not worried about Cardano. The top coins that I've spoken about on this channel, I'm going to continue to invest in. Am I wrong? You know what? I could be wrong. Crypto could go to zero. Do I think that's the case? Definitely not, because the technology behind Ethereum, first of all, is major. It's going to replace, in my opinion, it's going to replace so many financial institutions in the world for years to come, and exactly how we see the financial world operate. If you guys are just joining us, we got 3 minutes to get this to 300 likes. If we don't get this to 300 likes, I do have to head to a meeting. If we get to 300 likes, I'll just say F them and just cancel the meeting altogether. And just, but otherwise I do have to go in 3 minutes. If we don't get this to 300 likes, I will be leaving. But so let's see if we can get it out there, guys. I believe in you. There's more than 300 people watching, so we could easily get it up to 300 likes. But if not, I do have to just go to a meeting. If we get it, I'll text them, say, F it, can't make it the meeting. So got something more important to do with my guys. So just let me know. We are pumping. Crypto will never go to zero. Impossible. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's next to impossible. But you can't rule out the fact that it's like Tesla stock could go to zero. A car could blow up. Something could really bad happen that, like, You never know. You never know. Something could really bad happen. So you just have to keep that in mind. Like, not trying to be negative, not trying to say, you know, like, I'm so bullish on crypto. I love Tesla stock. I think all these stocks and things we talk about on the channel are great, but you just got to keep that in the back of your mind that, look, the impossible happens all the time. So you can't say it's impossible. Like, yeah, the probability could be 0.01%, but it's possible. We're at 298. Okay, I guess we might have to cancel this meeting, guys. Okay, I gotta cancel it. Give me a second. Ooh. Am I gonna cancel this? Ooh. A little uncomfortable about doing this, but whatever. Give me a second, guys. Okay, right now, Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the market. We are at 8.4% down. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna say. They'll just say something came up. Okay, let's see. I shouldn't have even made this meeting. I feel so bad now. Feel so bad. Okay, guys who are just joining us, the big news today with crypto is what's going on with China. I'm staying, guys. I told you I'll cancel the meeting. I'm canceling the meeting. I just got to figure out. Let me think about what's gonna. I literally made the meeting earlier today. I made the meeting earlier today. Yeah, I'll just tell them the likes on the video past 300. So now we're good. Is this even the number for it? What's going on right now? Shiba to the moon. Say you need. The likes came out. I appreciate all you guys commenting and liking though. Liking the video. I do appreciate that a lot. I just sub if that helps. Appreciate that. I just said I thought the time was for tomorrow. Hopefully no one watches this that's there, because that would be bad. Oh well, okay. Right, I'll say it's China's fault. Give me 1 second. I'm not ignoring you. I thought I said tomorrow. Whatever. Handled. Done. Told them. Bull market over. Okay, everyone's asking. Let's take a look at this. Okay, guys, I canceled it. So let's see if we get it up to 400 likes now. That'd be a pretty high for our live streams lately. I mean, we used to get like 100,000 views every video, but ever since YouTube deleted my account, no more. But if you look at my most liked videos, all of our videos used to get that. Yeah, I got detained. Okay, bull market 2.0 coming. Flip this over. Feel bad, but whatever. You guys more important. So let's follow what's going on. Ethereum down to $1,952. We're regrouping a bit, taking a second to regroup. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Like, look at this, guys. The news for the entire crypto world right now, the news that everyone is talking about is just fear. Only fear is being talked about. Like, China says banks must block crypto transactions, and like, yeah, I get it. That's bad. But the thing you got to remember is, look, over the last 6 years, China has banned crypto so many times. Like, let's look up a history of them banning crypto. I want to look at this. China, like, they banned crypto in 2017. They reiterated their ban, right? So, like, I think the initial ban for crypto in China was in 2011. Then I think they put in, or 2013. Then I think they reiterated the ban in 2017. Then I think they reiterated the ban again recently. So this is not the first time. I get it. It's different. But they have been saying this. Here we go. Here we go, right here. Right there. So you guys can see right here that, look, here we are. It's not the first time China has banned crypto-related financial and payment services. Beijing issued similar bans in 2013 and 2017, though the latest one has expanded the range of prohibited services. The repeated bans highlight the challenge of closing the loopholes, but you're saying, like, look, the ban that they keep saying is that they don't want cryptocurrency-related activities taking place. And they've said that multiple times in the past. Like, if we look at the ban from 2017, let's look at the exact wording, because everyone's so worried about this time being different. I get it. It is a little different. But let's look at, I want to see the exact wording from 2017. Okay, here we go. In 2017, what they said was China regulatory authorities had imposed a ban on ICOs, and termed it illegal in China in 2017. The ban triggered an instant 6% decline in Bitcoin prices. And following the ban, the Shanghai-based BTCC Bitcoin exchange was forced to close its Chinese operations. So yeah, like, when we're looking at this, they had banned, like, trading activities for a while in China. It's not the first time. They've been concerned about regulation in China with crypto for a long time. So it's nothing that I would really be worried about or concerned that it's that dramatically different from what has happened in the past. It's not so dramatically different. China says this stuff every week. Yeah, they do. Every time they say it, we always see the same reaction. Every time they say it, we always see the market have this bit of a correction, a lot of fear in the market. We always see this happen time and time again. So it's not new. This time it's a little bit different because from the wording, it seems a little more serious this time, because they're saying, look, we talked to five specific banks, and we told them that you have to, if you see any crypto activity, any activity that seems a little unusual, well, you guys have to, like, restrict those accounts, ban those people's accounts, and not let them send any money over. Not let them send any money over. Should I sell my Doge? In my opinion, crypto looks similar to a Ponzi scheme. However, fiat can be considered the same when you really think about it. Food for thought. Interesting. Adding more. Which one? El Realtor. And which one are you thinking of adding more of? We should ban China. Yeah, just don't even let the news for China get out and like talk to people. Don't let any news from China get out of China. You know, they want to scare people in China. Let them scare people in China. We are waiting for the impending crash, right? Someone says, I mean, I would say right now, this is a crash. 8% in a day is a crash. 8% in a day is a crash. In my opinion. Bitcoin's down 6.6%. Yeah, you're right. It's not, I mean, like, the thing is, people are saying this is a crash, but we have not crossed that support that we have for Bitcoin. Like, Bitcoin has a strong support at 32,000 and another strong support at 30. Let's go to TradingView. It has a strong support at 32,000 and also has a strong support at 30,000. First of all, we just look at it. What is this? The daily chart? Yeah, like, look at this daily chart, guys. Let's zoom out just a bit. We have a really strong support at 32,000. Right around where we are. We've seen it drop below and we've seen it touch 30, but the thing is we have not had like a couple days in a row where we have had a sustained break below that $30,000 per coin range. So just something to keep in mind, something to keep an eye out on. Right now, sorry, I'm just finishing up texting him. My stream. 32,000. What would it be at? $32,359 per share. And look, this is the daily chart right here. We're seeing a lot of buying pressure today, but over time, when we're looking at this, we have a strong support that we have not broken through. So we are still, maintaining above that that $32,000 line, which is important to see. It is important to see that. Look, we are sustaining above that, and if we can just, keep bouncing off of that, then there's nothing really to be worried about in terms of just looking at the technicals of what's going on technically with Bitcoin's price. You can't even spell the name. What? Muard? What's up? What is the only cryptocurrency that you should invest in? Complete the song, please. I mean, I invest in a lot of different cryptos. I invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin. I mean, I have Dogecoin for fun, but Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, EOS, Polygon, definitely Polygon. Those are some of the big ones. Does the crypto have bought that bag of Doge today? Institutions could also be manipulating so the big whales can make an entry. Yes, I definitely think that's the case. Like, obviously they're not manipulating it because a lot of the fear today in the market is with China. A lot of the fear in the market today is with China. So it's not institutions, but then what we are seeing on the other hand is, for example, like MicroStrategy bought $500 million for Bitcoin. Like they made $500 million of Bitcoin they bought this morning. MicroStrategy, like they're not manipulating it. They've been talking about Bitcoin for a long time, but look, 500 million. They bought 13,000 Bitcoin today. We also saw someone in charge of a investment firm, Steve Cohen, in charge of Point72. We talked about this earlier. They bought. They are talking about getting into crypto. We saw a lot of major corporations today talk about getting into crypto, putting more money into crypto. And, so while all the retail investors are getting scared of what's going on in China, at the same time, what we're seeing is all the institutional investors are starting to pour more money into Bitcoin. They're starting to put more money into it. My camera's probably going to die soon, so we'll switch up the camera in a bit. But we'll see what happens. Hey, I bought my Doge in 2014 and still runs great. So there's that. Less than 90K. Oh, your Dodge. Last night at 2 a.m. we had a dump that was purely manipulation. China miners should move to El Salvador. Yeah, I mean, China miners right now are talking about moving to Florida, talking to move to Texas, and they're trying to move to places with more energy efficient Bitcoin. Because the thing is with Bitcoin mining, while they are banning it in China, the thing is it doesn't matter where you mine Bitcoin. The only thing is Bitcoin miners want to find the place where they can make the most money. How do they make the most money? Well, where's energy the least expensive? And right now, the place where energy is least expensive was a lot of places in China. But what we're seeing is like Florida with nuclear, like the nuclear energy, which they have there. Miami mayor has come out and said, look, we want to get more people to come to Miami, to come to Florida, because we have we have cheaper energy here. Same with Texas with wind energy. So like they're going to find new places to mine Bitcoin. I'm not worried about that. They're going to find where's the cheapest place for us to mine it. What about AmpCoin? As long as Elon supports Doge, we should be good. This is when smart money comes in, sets buy orders at 17. You talking about Dogecoin? NEU? Inu. I don't know how to say your name. Hey, Ampcoin. Man, I don't think Doge is reaching $1. Will Matic go back up? I think the entire crypto market will rebound. I don't think there's anything to worry about with the entire. I think the entire crypto market will see a rebound. It's just a matter of time before we see the entire market start to recover. We start to see things bounce back. It's just, we see these cycles. It's not unusual. Yes, it's a little different this time because of what's going on with China, but we see these cycles all the time in crypto. All the time. Polkadot. Love Polkadot. Look how cheap Doge is. Just stay until payday. Everyone's talking about Doge in the chat. What about all the other coins? Cardano, Bitcoin. What about Bitcoin? Like, what we are seeing is Bitcoin dominance is increasing. 6.78% down today. We are holding at that $32,000 like support. We have not broken through that. Ethereum, it's just surprising seeing it below. Like, anything below 2,000 in my mind is a buy. And right now, $1,940 in my opinion is a buy for Ethereum. Like, I've been buying it today. Still texting that meeting. It was supposed to start. Do you think? The people. The stream. Adding Polygon since you say so. I like Polygon. If you guys are just joining us, I canceled a meeting, a very important meeting for this stream. So if you can, please be sure to like it. Let's see if we can get it up to 400 likes, because I canceled a pretty important meeting to just hang out with you guys, talk about crypto, talk about what's going on in the market. You might even check over what's going on with AMC. So if you can, I would really appreciate if you guys could like the stream. Just for me canceling my meeting, which is supposed to take place in 5 minutes. I have 400k Doge. I'm not buying any more Doge. I'm buying ETH, ADA, and Matic. I think that's a good idea. I definitely think that's a good idea. If you sell now, you'll pay capital gains tax. I mean, that's with anything. No matter when you sell, you're going to have to pay capital gains tax. XRP is 0.66. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, the prices we're seeing, like, to imagine that Ethereum is below 2,000 right now, anything below 2,000 recently has been a steal. For Ethereum. Will Matic go up? I think they all will. I think Polygon is a great crypto. I like everything that they're doing. I really do. Thank you, Hickory. Hickory Tomato knows what's up. Hit the like button. Right, I canceled an important meeting just to hang out with you guys. No, not with China. Thanks, Michael. I just subscribed to your channel. I appreciate that. Shivaji, I think that's how you pronounce your name. What do you think about EGLD? Don't know enough about it to give you an educated opinion. Should I buy now or should I wait? It depends what you're talking about. I mean, for me personally, you don't buy everything all at one time. You dollar cost average into your position. What's up, Rachel? Your dog, Charlie. Charlie says hi. Well, Tugboat says hi as well. My dog. He's just right down here. Should I buy now or wait? Like I said, I think it's a good time to buy. I think it's a good time to add to your positions because we're seeing prices that we have never seen before for so many cryptos. So many cryptos right now, we are seeing prices that we have not seen in such a long time that, in my opinion, it's just a good time to get in. In my opinion, it's a good time to get in. Oh, here. There's a new article that I just found. 7 of the top stories from the last couple of days. The first one, it says, Kim Kardashian West was paid to advertise a digital coin on Instagram. Yeah, I actually saw other influencers talking about crypto as well. If you guys didn't see, with Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul, he had Floyd Mayweather had Ethereum Classic, I believe, on his he was advertising it. I'm not sure exactly which one. China Bitcoin miners are migrating. Yeah, we've talked about that a lot. China Bitcoin miners, with all the bans going on, they're looking to move to the US, specifically into Texas and Florida. World Bank refuses to assist El Salvador. We did talk about this quite a bit. The World Bank, they had announced that they would not be helping El Salvador in implementing Bitcoin as legal tender. And the thing with that is it's pretty important, because El Salvador, even though we see all these countries say that, oh, we might implement Bitcoin as legal tender, we might do this. The problem with El Salvador implementing Bitcoin as legal tender is that there are three main challenges for any country implementing Bitcoin as legal tender. The first is that when Bitcoin is implemented as legal tender, you need to make sure that everyone in that country has access to the internet 24/7, like very secure internet access. And El Salvador is one of the countries with the worst internet connection out there. The second thing is what you need to see is in terms of like devices. Do people have smartphones, smart devices that aren't broken? Do they just have up-to-date smart devices that will continue to work? And if we don't see that happen, if we see that people in El Salvador have broken phones, broken devices, which has been the case a lot, according to what has been said, well, then that's going to make it challenging as well. And the third thing is what goes on with people's data plans for your cell phone. And if you don't have a data plan that can support all these transactions, well, then how are you going to be able to go to a store, pay with Bitcoin? And the problem is that El Salvador, the countries like El Salvador that are going to consider making Bitcoin as legal tender, they're the ones that are struggling the most economically. And if the countries that are struggling the most economically, they don't have all that infrastructure in place to be able to support Bitcoin, support crypto as forms of payment. So it makes it a little hard. Like all the countries that are going to look to using Bitcoin, they're just not in the best position economically. They're not in the best position economically. And because of that, it just makes it harder to implement Bitcoin. It does. It makes it harder. I think my camera just died. So give me 1 second. We're going to switch camera angles. So I'm just fixing the camera. But so yeah, it makes it a little harder for people to, we're going to switch it to this. And let's get rid of, I'm just fixing the camera for you guys right now. Whoops. Give me 1 second, guys. Just bear with me. But yeah, so let's talk about El Salvador and what is going on there. So right now, we've spoken about El Salvador, but one thing with that is that we're seeing other countries start to implement Bitcoin as legal tender. We're seeing, where's my face? My face is over there. We're seeing that other countries like Tanzania, we're seeing Honduras, all of these countries are starting to talk about using Bitcoin as legal tender. And as a result of this, what we're seeing is the countries that are doing this the most, they are struggling the most as well. Like, it's just something to keep an eye out on. Sorry, I'm trying to get this. There we go. Boom. That's pretty decent. Not the best. Screen is back. It's a really wide screen. Let me fix that real quick. Good news is, though, everyone just joining us, I canceled my meeting to stay with everyone. Bitcoin's price is at least, staying above that $32,000 support, which is good. We like to see that. Overview. Let's look at this 1 day. Well, let's look at last 3 months. Let's trade it to trading view. Like, yeah, we do like to see that we are at least maintaining that support. We are maintaining it above that $32,000 mark. People acting like they put their savings into crypto. Never invest what you can't afford to lose. You've been warned. Yeah, I mean, everyone's been talking. Like, right, you got to remember that. Whenever we're talking about any investment, you always just have to be careful. Always make sure you don't put any money in that you can't afford to lose. And we've talked about this so many times with AMC stock. Everyone gets, talking about that, to what's going on with GameStop, to what's going on with just all of these like meme stocks and just in the market in general. You always can't put any money that you can't afford to lose. That's better. Got the screen fixed. There we go. Boom. If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like this stream. The big news today, if anyone is just joining us wondering why the market is crashing, it's because of regulations and bans implemented by China. China input some bans on... Michael, this is the worst hangover I've ever had. Can't see you. Fix that. Will BTC pull back to 20K, bro? Certain. Create before creating a next wave. I mean, the thing is, if you're looking at the technicals right now of Bitcoin, if you're looking just at the technicals and you're saying, well, where is it going to drop to before you might see a bull run start again? The thing is we still have that support at 32,000, which we have been able to maintain for a while. We have. So if you're saying, are we going to definitely pull back to 20,000? I mean, if we break below 30 and 32,000, if we break below $30,000 per coin and we start trending downwards, then yes, we probably will hit $20,000 per coin. But right now, where we are, we're at $32,000. We have a strong support there. We have a strong support at 32,000, and we have a strong support at 32,000, and it's like, if you're looking at it solely on the technical analysis standpoint of Bitcoin right now, yes, we're in a little bit of a downward trend over the last couple of weeks, but we have a strong support still. We have a strong support. And every time we have seen Bitcoin get to around 32,000, or 30,000, we've seen it bounce back time and time again. We've seen it push back upwards towards that $40,000 per coin. And in my opinion, it's just institutional demand is pretty high. Institutions are snapping up Bitcoin every chance they get. So if they're doing that and we see it drop below 30, like even for an hour, I think we'll see institutions and people pour in. Like, imagine how many people are going to be buying into Bitcoin if we see it in that $20,000 per coin range. Long-term investors are going to see anything in the $20,000 for Bitcoin as a massive opportunity. As a massive opportunity, in my opinion. My head's a little cut off in this screen. Let's move that up. I think they'll see that as a massive opportunity. Yeah, 31,200 earlier, but you got to remember USC strong. The thing is what's happening with what's going on with Bitcoin and what's happened in the past is that we have dropped to about 30,000. We have dropped to 31. We've dropped to 30,000. We hit the $30,000 mark a couple of times, and even with that, what happened was we bounced back. We dropped to 30,000, an initial scare, an initial bit of fear in the market, and we bounced back immediately. We started our way up. People are talking about what's going on with the death cross. Can I explain that? If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the stream. Let's get it up to 400 likes and we'll bring the energy back up. I got a little bit distracted there for a minute when I had to call and cancel my meeting, figure all of that out. But I need to get the energy back in the stream. And to do that, let's get it up to 400 likes. You know what? Maybe eventually we'll get this stream up to 1,000. That would be a great, great thing. Okay, death cross. People asking about the death cross. What is going on there? So right now with the death cross is when the 50-day moving average crosses the 200-day moving average. Essentially what it's showing is that like long-term and short-term trends are both, it's like we're entering a bearish market. That's what it really means, is when you see the 50-day moving average cross the 200-day moving average, typically what we see is that, okay, now we're starting to enter a bearish market. Things are not looking great for the near future with Bitcoin. So that did just happen, but the thing to remember is that it's happened in the past and we have bounced back. Back in April of 2020, we did see the entire crypto market have that death cross happen. We did see it. We did see it happen. Right, like Rachel, if you're looking long term, you're just relaxing. Exactly. If you're looking at this long term, you're just looking like, okay, You understand there's going to be fluctuations. You understand that we're going to see some big drops. I keep looking this way because I think the camera's here. I gotta just look at my computer. But yeah, we're going to continue. Like, what's going to happen is, if you're in it for the long term, you understand that we're going to see drops like this. Whether you're talking about AMC, whether you're talking about Bitcoin, whether you're talking about Ethereum, whether you're talking about Dogecoin, any sort of asset you invest in, you are going to see these corrections happen time and time again long term. Can you put me on TV? I mean, yeah, you can. If you have, like, what's it called? Roku. Just go to YouTube. Boom. Here we go. I can't even switch the screen now because of the camera. Let me go plug in the battery real quick. Just stay right there. Back. Battery's plugged in. We'll get the other camera back in a couple of minutes. CNBC. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Boom. Okay, let's take a look. I want to look at some we've been talking about the same thing for a little while now. So let's take a look at some new things that are going on. Here we go. Russian billionaire slams central bank's crypto policy, says even El Salvador realizes the need for Bitcoin. What is he saying? So what he's talking about is he's saying the central bank, essentially, I believe, question when developments in financial technologies will pierce a hole in this wall of superstition of the Bank of Russia. He also questioned when Russian citizens will receive a real financial instrument that ensures independence in foreign trade settlements. So it seems like he wants the country's central bank to embrace crypto, similar to what we saw in El Salvador. Is it going to happen? I don't think so in Russia. Similar to what happens in China with Russia. We haven't really seen too many, like, it's interesting to see with Russia. We don't see too much come out about what's going on with crypto in Russia. We just don't. We don't hear about it too much. We really covered, though, the big stories. It says, okay, so right now we're at a 2-week low for crypto. You're at a 2-week low. Bank charged cautious crypto. Regulators taking aim. Let's look at the chat. Is there any chance U.S. will do the same as China? No way. No, they're not going to do the same thing as China. I doubt it. I don't think it's going to happen. Do you think it's a good time to average down right now, or do you think it'll go down even more? So the thing about averaging down is that, and guys, just keep putting your questions in the chat. Helps us so we actually could talk about more stuff. But so do I think it's a good time to buy now, or I think it's going to drop even more? The thing is yes, it easily could drop even more from where it is. It definitely could drop down more. But the thing is, if you're talking about dollar cost averaging, you're just going to be averaging your costs over time. So yes, it could drop more, but you're not going to buy everything today. You could buy a little bit today, a little bit a week from today, a little bit 2 weeks from today, and then consistently you're averaging your costs. That's what you do when you believe in something long term. You're like, you either can just put your money in now, not worry if it drops, or you could dollar cost average long term and say, look, I don't know what's going to happen in the short term, but long term, I believe in this. So I'm going to continue to dollar cost average over time. Is Sia Coin a good investment? It's not one that I invest in. It's not one I invest in, so I couldn't tell you enough about it to say this is something to invest in. Is it a good investment? Next move for Bitcoin, people are asking. Well, Bitcoin right now is at We do have that support. So we'll have to wait and see. The next move is going to determine what's going to happen with this $32,000 support. Are we going to see it break above it, or are we going to see it continue to drop? And if we see it drop below it, well, then that could be a sign that, you know what, maybe we're going to head towards 20,000. But if we don't see it drop, well, we could be just bounce off that support and see a new rally up to all-time record highs. For example, right now, it's like we have bounced off this. If you look at the chart right here, we have bounced off it back in January 26th. We touched on it on May 23rd. We touched it on June 9th. We touched it again June 21st. So we've bounced off of that $32,000 support for a couple of times now. And it's like, which direction are we going to go? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Time will tell. We'll have to be patient. But if we see it drop below, we probably... like, it's very possible that we could see us start to get closer to that $20,000 per coin range. It's possible. Do I think it's going to happen? I mean, I don't think so. I'm bullish on Bitcoin, but it is possible if we break down below that number. If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the stream. Helps me out a lot. Helps grow the community out, and subscribe to the channel if you are new here. It says about 60% of you watching this right now are completely new. Love from India. Thank you. Is ETC a good investment and will go up to 1,000? I personally don't invest in ETC. The only reason it's getting a lot of attention recently is because of what's going on with Bitcoin, with Ethereum. That's the only reason. What are your thoughts on Chainlink? I do like Chainlink. It is something I'm invested in. I've actually done a full video on it, so just search up Michael Rubel Chainlink, and it should probably come up. Will it recover? Yes. We're not going to zero. Don't worry. We're not going to zero. Definitely not going to zero. Let's take a look at Ethereum's chart. Ethereum's chart. Here we go. So yeah, Ethereum right now, we are at like a critical point as well. Right around $1,950, right around 2,000. That's a critical, line that we have. It took us a while to break through that $2,000 resistance. Now it's acted as a pretty strong support over the last couple of weeks. Back in early May, we saw it drop. We saw it we saw it drop below during the day, $2,000 per coin, but now it's below it. So if we see Ethereum close, not like close because there's no market open and market close, but if we see it, sustain below $2,000 per coin for a while, that's not going to be a great idea either. Not a great sign. If China cracks down on miners means less mining, less coin, so Bitcoin demand shoot up, right? Okay, well, Jay Lobo, the thing with Bitcoin right now, it's not just miners. If you guys are just joining us, the news isn't with just miners. Yes, China did crack down on Bitcoin mining, but the big news is that with any sort of crypto activities, they said that financial firms were instructed to go through their systems to see if any customers bought crypto, to see if any customers traded crypto, to see if any transactions were done with crypto. And if they see that your account has had any crypto transactions, they can cut off your accounts, cut off their ability to send to any sort of exchange, and they could block your account entirely. So this doesn't just have to do with what's going on with Bitcoin, and it doesn't just have to do with what's going on with Bitcoin mining. It has a lot to do with what's going on with all the other things that China came out and said. Jayton and Anand. Jayton Anand, what is up? Can you look at ADA? Yeah, let's take a look at it. If we get it to 400 likes, we'll look at ADA. No, I'm just joking. We'll look at ADA. ADA. But if you guys are new here, please be sure to subscribe. It says a lot of you guys are new here, so if you want more content on crypto, stock market, tech news, then please be sure to just subscribe. Easy to do. Helps me out a lot. Let's take a look at this. Cardano. Here we go. Down 9% over the last 24 hours. ADA 7-day percentage is down 19%. Let's look at the 3-month chart. Here we go. So it looks like everything right now is at a pretty key level, like a pretty key, we're at a pretty key level for every single crypto. Whether we're talking about Bitcoin 32,000, Ethereum at about 1,950, or we're talking about Cardano, everything looks to be at a key turning point, like something that has either been a resistance or support for a long time. And with Cardano right now, we are at like $1.26, and you can see if we look at this over time, we zoom in a bit. Ever since March, like a key point for us was more around that like $1.30. So we are below that right now. But if we're talking about long term, like this is something that I've continually added. I've continually added this over time. And I'm still adding this. This is one of the top 3 that I'm most bullish on. So yes, like it looks a bit bearish right now, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. Boom. Boom. 400 likes. Oh, Rush the Collector. Rush the Collector, we are just looking at the charts now because I already went over all the news, which you see on the right. We went over China BTC. We went over MicroStrategy, Jim Cramer, and new Bitcoin bans by banks in the UK. We also went over what is going on with some buying pressure from some institutions. So at this point, we're just looking at the charts, looking at everything going on, and just hanging out because right now, what is happening is we already went over it, so I don't want to repeat myself 50 times. I don't want to repeat myself, so many times going over the exact same information. So we already went over the big stories for today. If you want to see the big stories, Rush, you could just go back and check those out. If you are just joining us, we covered all the stories on the right within the first about 40 minutes of the live stream, but now we're going on about 2 hours. So we don't have any new stories to go over at the very moment because we have covered those at the beginning. We can take a look at AMC stock, though. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. We could just block you. What do you think will happen to smaller coins in the long term? Okay, what typically happens with smaller coins is when we see the entire crypto market enter a bear market, altcoins take a much bigger hit. Like during a bull market, altcoins see a much higher percentage gains than Bitcoin. During a bear market, they see a much higher percentage gains and higher percentage of losses. So for example, typically what we'll see is Bitcoin's dominance is going to increase if we are entering a bull market, a bear market. Right now, Bitcoin's dominance is at 45.7%. So probably if we see us enter a bear market, we could see that go as high as 50%, the Bitcoin dominance. If that happens, we'll see all altcoins and smaller coins take a much bigger hit. We'll take a much bigger hit than like Bitcoin, than Ethereum, than any of the other coins out there. Rachel, I can make here. We could do this, Rachel. There we go. Buying $750 of Bitcoin. I will probably regret the decision later, LOL. Rachel, we got him out. All good now. How much time will it take to recover? Doge, hashtag Doge. It's like everyone's saying, well, why is Bitcoin, why is Ethereum, why is Binance Coin, why are all of them following the same exact patterns right now? Because that's what always happens. That's what always happens. We always see Bitcoin's price drop. Whenever Bitcoin's price drops, the entire market follows. Everything follows the same exact pattern. Whether you're talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Cardano, everything follows the same pattern. 1% dump, and altcoins dump 10%. Yeah, that's typically like, I don't know the exact percentages, but we always see that what happens with Bitcoin and Ethereum and the crypto market is that whenever one drops, whenever Bitcoin drops, the entire market follows. What do you think about Digibyte? Don't know enough about it to give you guys an educated opinion. What do you think? Just a person. You said it's almost like the whales all are in a global chat saying drop now. The thing with the whales is like this morning we saw MicroStrategy buy $500 million worth of Bitcoin. They purchased, here it is. They purchased 13,000 Bitcoin earlier today. $500 million. And they're a pretty big account. Like they own $3 billion worth of Bitcoin. They own about, what is that? Like 0.5% of the entire Bitcoin in circulation. They own a lot. They own a lot of Bitcoin, and they bought today. So for everyone saying whales are all just dumping, like some institutions are buying today. Diego, do you see ADA getting above $2.50 after smart contracts being implemented? I think eventually, yes. But if we enter a bear market for, if we're entering a bear market for crypto, it doesn't matter if smart contracts come out in 2.5 months when they're supposed to. What's going to happen is in 2.5 months when smart contracts come out, if we're in a bear market, it's not going to push the price to $2.50. If we're in a bull market, definitely. Someone saying, can Doge reach 0.6? I think so. Because you got to remember, going from, less than a penny for Doge all the way up to 70 cents was much harder than for it to go from 20 cents to 60 cents. There's already a much bigger community behind Dogecoin. Everyone knows about it. Even if they're not invested in crypto, everyone's heard about it. Someone says ADA for the long term in 10 years. I agree. Kathy Wood does the exact same thing, buys the dips. Yes, she bought DraftKings the other day when hedge funds came out and wrote, like when short sellers came out and wrote a report on DraftKings saying how it was doing illegal activities. As soon as that came out, Kathy Wood swooped in. She bought a bunch of it. She bought about $40 million worth of DraftKings. What is your sentiment for today's fall? Do you think they'll recover at the same rate, or do you think it'll take longer? I think you got to remember, right now, we have been continually bouncing off of this $32,000 support. So I think what's going to matter is, are we going to break below it? And are we going to break below 30,000? If we can just sustain, because really, if we're looking at it over the last 3-4 weeks, Bitcoin's price has been relatively flat. So everyone's talking about a crash, but if you're looking at the chart right now, you can see it doesn't look like a crash at all. We're just, maintaining between that $30,000 and $40,000 per coin range, which is where you've been fluctuating since May 19th. It's been a little over a month. So if we see a break below, well, then I don't think we're going to recover very quickly. No, Zen Crypto, the subs aren't fake. I just don't really talk. I used to not talk about crypto at all. Most of my subscribers are from stimulus checks, actually. I got 200,000 subscribers all from stimulus check videos. And then the last 30,000 have been from Dogecoin and crypto and some stocks. So majority of my followers are from stimulus check videos. And also, ever since YouTube deleted my channel, I did a video on Dogecoin and Elon Musk. They deleted my entire channel. And since then, they don't really notify people of my videos. So I get a lot lower views than I used to. If you look at my history, I used to get 100,000 for every single video. It'll get back there eventually, but right now, much, much lower. Hello, what's up? Jaden. The biggest lie is that countries are still sovereign. They mean the. Do you know about H-bar? Yeah, it was deleted for one video. People, yeah, my channel, I did a video on Elon Musk and Dogecoin, and they deleted my entire channel because of that video. They deleted all of 3 of my channels, actually. It took me about a week to get back. What's up? What's up, Abstracus? That's true, Michael. Let's take a look. What else? Spam the chat, guys. Let's see what's going on. Can we reach 500 likes? That would be a record recently. Elon Musk, where are you? Yeah, right. To combat what's going on with China, just have Elon Musk come out and tweet something. I'm at work and I'm down like 1,500 in crypto today. Yeah, I mean, everyone's down. Everyone's down in crypto. I like ICP. Jermaine Rojas. I like ICP a lot. I was wondering what happened to you. What do you mean what happened to me? Patty? What do you mean? I've been here. Do you use FIB for analysis? Most of the time, I don't do much short-term analysis. I really look at everything long-term, what's going on. Remember to buy the dip, guys. Holly Gravy. Shiva. What is up? Motown old. Should we sell and run or hold? I mean, I'm holding long term. Crypto's not like a meme. Crypto's here to stay. The technology behind it is here to stay. At least in my opinion. Holly Gravy. It does look like it could be that. Bearish. You know, we're entering a bear market. So right now, it looks like, okay, if we're looking at the chart, you're asking if it's going to be a bearish market, or you're thinking we're officially like, or we're just going to bounce back. The thing is, we're going to have to just keep an eye on what is going on with this $32,000 support where we have $32,000, $31,000 support. If we break below it, then it could be, you know, could be just a sign that we're going to see a couple months, couple weeks. You know, we don't know how long, but that we're entering a bear market. Oh, you hear a cat? That's my dog snoring. Brandon Niski. It's not a cat, it's my dog snoring. I have a French bulldog. He's like right here, right next to me. Yeah, it's my dog. Jimmy Garza, it's my dog snoring. Tugboat. He's snoring. Just about some Ethereum. When do you think is a good time to buy Doge? It's like Doge is just going to follow the entire market at this point because it's very large. Yeah, I know Jimmy. He's loud. He's like a lawnmower. I put my money on ADA, good probability of breaking out near term. Like, nothing's going to break out near term, like short term, if the entire market is trending downwards. If we see a recovery and we see it bounce off to 32,000 and we just see a bit of fear in the market today, well, then what we would see is we would see like everything, you know, have a bull run and reach new record highs. But if we see it break below and we start to see that Bitcoin can't stay above that 32,000, then we would see just overall the market trend downward. It wouldn't be that Cardano would break out. It wouldn't be that Dogecoin would break out. It would be just overall, we'd probably see everything trend downwards. Mr. Nice Guy. What do you mean, sorry, wrong channel? I've been watching this price. It's always around 32,000 until the market wakes up after a few more days. Yeah. I set buyers at 17 cents and 15 cents, hoping strong bounce. Are you talking about... what are you talking about exactly? BP Living, I like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Doge, and ADA. Like, Doge is more just fun, in my opinion. Like, Doge, for it to be really, really big and be used everywhere, it has a lot of work to do. It could definitely do it with a strong community and everyone who's behind it. I think it's definitely... I think it definitely could do it. Why did I name him Tugboat? Well, I wanted to name him Tugboat. I wanted a dog named Tugboat, so when I got a dog, I named him Tugboat. So you gotta remember, like, if you're saying 2021 is gonna be bad for crypto, right now, if you're saying it's gonna be bad, January 1st, Bitcoin's price was lower than it is now. So if you're saying it's a bad year for crypto, we're still higher than we were. Like, Dogecoin's way higher. Oh, people ask to talk about coins that are like scams all the time. I get emails all the time saying, can you talk about this coin? Can you talk about this stock? But I've never talked about any of those. Makes sense. I want a dog named Dexter, so I got a dog, named him Dexter. Yeah. DraftKings is green. I definitely like DraftKings. 2021 has already been a great year for crypto. Exactly. 2021 has definitely been a great year. Let's take a look. What's going on with some of the stocks? Let me pull this chart out. Okay. AMC is down today too. Everyone's talking about AMC. What's going on there? The whole market. Crazy stocks are going up, and gold. Realistically, what price do I think Bitcoin will hit when? Saying within the next month, I couldn't tell you. Saying within the next couple of years, I could tell you. Webull AMC. I like Ethereum. I like Cardano. Those are some of my favorites, yeah. Pulling up a chart, some people were asking. Here we go. Yep, DraftKings, someone said, is in the green. It is in the green today. If we're looking at AMC, AMC is down. I might start a new stream in a bit to talk about AMC. Okay, what I think we're going to do is we'll probably head out for now. Head out for now. We've really talked about everything. If you want to rewind it, you could always rewind the stream. I'll put some timestamps down below. But we did talk about everything. At this point, we're just, hanging out, seeing what's going on. But I'd rather give you guys some more, condensed information. So I think we'll head out for now. But I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Make sure to subscribe. Turn on the bell notification so when I go live later, you'll be notified. So please be sure to do that. But I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Okay. See you guys.